Verse 4. Just think how great Melchizedek was. Even the patriarch Abraham gave him a tenth of the plunder. Melchizedek collected a tenth from Abraham and blessed Abraham who had the promises. Here on earth, mortal men receive tithes. So, when we tithe this morning, the leadership of the church receives the tithes. Whatever church you belong to, when you tithe there, the leadership of that church receives the tithes. So here on earth, mortal men receive the tithes. But, read on, it says, but there in heaven, now, Jesus receives the tithe, of whom it is witnessed that he lives. So say this, when I bring my tithe to church and give it to mortal men, I am also, at the same time, bringing my tithe to Jesus, who receives it now in heaven. That's what this said in the Bible, the New Testament. So what is the order God is talking about? It is the order of God's covenant of blessing. Say that. It's the order of God's covenant of blessing. The blood was shed to bring about a covenant to bless humanity. There is the order where God gives abundance to us and we in turn return the tenth of what he has given to us. That's the principle Melchizedek and Abraham operate in, where God gives us abundance like he did to Abraham in the conquering of those three kings. And then we return 10% of that to God. You see, when we have this covenant operating, then God starts to give abundance to us. And as long as we keep giving him 10% of all that he gives us, it increases. The abundance increases. That's how this blessing, this covenant blessing of Melchizedek works. The order of Melchizedek. Now, the tenth represents or demonstrates that we are participating in this covenant of blessing. This covenant of giving our lives to each other. Say that my tenth represents, that says, demonstrates. Say that the tenth that I give demonstrates that I'm participating in this covenant of blessing. This covenant of giving my life to God. So when I give my tenth or tithe to God, I'm giving my life to God. The 10% of all my increase belongs to God. In other words, we are bringing our tithe to Jesus, our high priest. Jesus will receive them, and Jesus will bless us with this covenant of blessing. This covenant blessing from Jesus takes place when I bring my tithe to church. We see that tithing was a covenant practice then, a covenant practice. The children of Israel are about to attack Jericho as they cross into Canaan, the land of their inheritance. God gives them some instructions before they go into Canaan. Joshua 6:17. The city and everything in it must be completely destroyed. Everything made from silver, gold, bronze, or iron is sacred to the Lord and must be brought into the treasury, into the temple for its running costs. Okay? So the silver and gold, etc., must be tithed. It must be a tithe back to God, a tithe of the spoil they will inherit when they conquer Jericho. When they conquer Jericho. So why would God tell them to kill everybody in the city? And why would God tell them to kill everybody in Canaan? Because the Canaanites were pagan worshippers. They sacrificed their babies to Baal on the altar of sacrifice and burnt them. They had sex with animals. They worshipped idols. And God did not want them, their time of judgment had come, God did not want them to contaminate his people and destroy the seed that's coming through the generations to Mary to bring salvation to the earth. So God had to protect that seed from all of that demonic activity. So he said, kill them all for our salvation's sake. Are you tracking me, church?
Thank you for watching Dr. Theo's YouTube channel. We will continue to offer encouraging and life-changing highlights from Dr. Theo's past, present, and future series and messages. Please take the time to like and share the videos. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.